Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me again on the Tiger 900 GT Pro. So this video is probably aimed towards the person who maybe already owns a Tiger 900 GT Pro or a Tiger 900, or is shopping around and the Tiger 900 is on the list. I'm thinking today about what accessories I'm going to be putting on the bike. You know, I've owned the bike now about 6 weeks or so. I bought a couple of bits for it, you know, which I'll go through. But I have got a growing shopping list, which is part of the fun, right? Make your bike your own. So if that's of any interest to you, then stick around and we'll go through my thoughts there on accessorising this bike and what I've got planned for the very near future. And before we do that, I just want to say a massive thank you to our video sponsors, Bikesure.
Bikesure is one of the UK's leading motorcycle insurance specialists, working with over 40 insurance schemes to find you the best deal. Be sure to ask about their policy add-ons such as personal accident cover, excess protect, helmet and leather cover, as there's lots to tailor for your specific needs. I've been insured with Bikesure for the past 7 years and their customer service has always been spot on. If you own more than one bike, they offer a flexible multi-bike policy. And if you're into your track days and love carving up corners on the circuit, Bikesure even offers track day insurance for more than 30 track venues throughout the UK. So in summary, if you need great bike insurance, make sure you check out Bikesure. And once again, a massive thank you from me.
And with that said, let's get back to the video. Yeah, I mean, there she is, looking absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, let's start talking about what plans I've got. Yeah, so when I bought the bike, I was very lucky enough to have the Akrapovic exhaust already fitted onto it. In honesty, it doesn't add a huge amount of difference to the noise. Not a huge amount, a little bit, yeah. Enough to appreciate the quality, but you know, I think that there are definitely exhausts out there that have a lot more of a throatier, deeper note than that Akrapovic. But still decent, and it's a sought after thing, you know, and I do really like it. The look of it, it looks very classy, you know, especially with that carbon tip that it has. So yeah, very nice indeed, I think. I have made a pretty sizable purchase. They're not cheap, these things, are they? So yeah, I went with the Givi Trekker Dolomiti. I'm not too sure exactly how to pronounce that, but 46 litre top box, aluminium, awesome bit of kit. I am thinking about some side racking. I'm not too sure what to go for, so any recommendations, you know, please fire them in the comments below. I think that's what this video is sort of partly about, is, you know, let's just sort of share ideas and recommendations, you know, on what people have already bought. So ideas that I've got are, you know, do I go with a Givi rear rack for the side panniers? And, you know, do you go for a, you know, a darker colour rack, you know, or, you know, a silver racking system? You know, another thought is, do you go hard cases, you know, or soft panniers? I think for me, I prefer the idea of soft panniers. I did read and hear that hard panniers, if you were to come off the bike, you know, they can do you more damage if you were to, you know, just sort of fall under the side boxes. But for me, it's not really that. It's more that I just prefer the look of the soft luggage. So yeah, therefore, I've been looking at those Krieger Overlanders. Yeah, they're not cheap, are they? I mean, well, all these options aren't cheap, but the Krieger Overlanders, you also have to buy like the adapter plate that goes behind the pannier that attaches the pannier to the racking. Probably have to do that with a lot of this side luggage, you know. Do let me know, you know, in the comments. But other side luggage I've been having a look at is the Givi Canyons. and then also the SW Motec CIS bags. So those are the kind of thoughts that I've got at the minute. So no hard luggage. I'm going to go for soft luggage, but I don't know what racking, and I'm not sure whether to go for the silver or the black just yet. So yeah, so that's racking. Exhaust, I'm happy with the exhaust, although I am thinking about getting, provided by R&G, they've got, you know, these sort of collars that can go around the exhaust, so that if the bike were to, you know, come over, you know, hopefully not too often anyway, to protect the exhaust, you know, this collar sort of, you know, comes out about 1 centimetre, so that that hits the ground first, to prevent any scratching on that exhaust. Okay, so we're moving sort of towards the front of the bike now. Definitely on the immediate list, I want to get some engine guards. Now, there's loads out there. It's a bit of a minefield, isn't it? You know, lots of options. You obviously got the Triumph OEM ones. You've got the SW Motec ones, which I think look really smart actually. And there's, you know, some really good reviews out on them. Some bars by Heed that I've seen, you know, a lot of people on the forums, you know, really rate, as well as Givey's engine bars too. So lots of different engine bars. I did see some on the forum recently. A guy, he bought some engine bars from, was it Motia? I think it's their own brand. And he really wasn't impressed by them. And I think that they bent really easily. I'm undecided whether to go for upper engine bars, because I think that I'm going to get some Barkbuster handguards, and, you know, I mean, these won't protect anything, really. So the Barkbusters, I think they come out a little bit further, and, you know, they look absolutely fantastic. I think they sort of clip on about here, you know, and then come all the way around, you know, a nice steel frame around around the handguards. These obviously come off and are replaced with the Barkbusters. So if the bike were to fall, I imagine it probably will fall at some point. I'd be surprised if I never drop this bike, you know, given that I do want to take it down, you know, slight little bit of off-roading. That it's the handlebars that usually hit the ground first and take the most damage. I did install, actually, this is like a couple of days after owning the bike, a pyramid fender extender for the front, and that has done a great job at keeping all of the muck off of the front of the headers there. So yeah, I would recommend that. And actually, saying that, while we're talking about that, I did buy for about 15 quid. No, I tell a lie. I think it was about 13 quid from AliExpress. I never buy from AliExpress, but I saw a link. Some guy said, "Oh yeah, buy this hugger from AliExpress," and I didn't like the colour because it was that sort of bluey, greyy, black colour, and you know, so I sprayed it black, and yeah, it fit a treat. Yeah, so that was pretty decent. One other thing that I noticed, just a really small thing, is I saw on eBay there was a gel sort of paint protection thing from a business called Moto Graphics, and I'm not really getting it for the paint protection as such, but what I find is that my knees, they're just a bit slippery when I try to grip in this area. So if I can get those gel stickers on there, that will just add just a little bit more grip, which I'm looking forward to, actually. Yeah, not that much. They're about £25 for that. Windscreen. I'm fairly happy with the windscreen. I did see there are some options out there. I think the Givey one and the Puig windscreen, for me, they're too big. You know, I know they serve a purpose, but you know, being a shorter guy, I guess, you know, I'm not not needing such a tall screen. But the one which I think is provided by a company called WRS, which is a very similar shaped screen to the Triumph one, but it's just a little bit wider and a little bit taller. And the other thing is, which I'm not a massive fan of the Triumph screen, maybe you can see that in just there, but right at the top there's like an inch, which because the screen sort of comes up and flicks over a little bit, you know, to deflect that wind, but it's sort of, it's distorted a little bit, and yeah, a tiny little annoyance really. But the WRS screen, you know, doesn't really have so much of a lip at the top, and therefore the distortion and the warping effect. One more thing, tyres. I'm not bowled over by the OEM tyres that's on there. I don't know what it is, really, apart from the fact that I don't feel like I can chuck the bike around as confidently as I have done in the past. Tyres are definitely on my list. Ones that I've been having a look at more than others are the ones which are sort of like 80/20. Pirelli Scorpion STR. STR stands for street, but they look pretty decent, you know, being an 80/20 tyre. The other one I want to say is the Continental, is it the TKC, and the TKC at the front, and then the TKC Rocks at the rear. Nice sort of big chunky tyres. The only problem with that though is, yeah, it does sort of open up, you know, the opportunity to go a little bit more off-road, you know, but how much do you lose going around corners, you know, and being able to chuck your bike around a little bit more aggressively, I guess. But I've seen some good reviews on them Pirelli Scorpion STRs, in that they're absolutely fantastic on light terrain, and also, you know, cornering. People have been getting their knees down. That sounds pretty good. Anyway, I welcome your comments, welcome your recommendations. I'd love to hear them. Let's get a conversation going in the comments section below. So once again, massive thank you for coming along. There's the Tiger. Isn't she a beaut? The next time that you'll see her, she will be kitted out with a few accessories. So, thanks for coming along, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.